Okay. React.js. React is JavaScript library, and React.js is component library. Component library. And one more point: React is open source. One more point: React is developed by Facebook. React follows single page applications, and using with React, we can able to develop. We can able to develop single page applications. Angular is framework. React is library. Angular framework. React is library. Using with React, we can able to develop single page applications. Means SPA. So later we will discuss about the single page application and multi-page application differences. Okay. So what is the advantage of single page and multi-page applications? What is the advantages of single page applications and what are the disadvantages of multi-page applications? We will discuss later. But using with React, we can able to develop single page applications, and React follows JSX syntax. JSX means JavaScript with XML part. Okay, so and one more thing, React uses ES6 features. React uses ES6 features. And one more point, React have lot of open source community. Open source community. And the React have multiple supported libraries. Supported libraries. Like we will be having books, and we will be having Redux, and we will be having the React Native. And like this, there are multiple things. There are multiple things which are going to be Saga is there. Redux, Saga, and React Native. Like this, there are multiple supporting libraries are there, which are going to be having each and every supporting library have a specific feature and a specific purpose. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand fundamentals of React. Without knowing fundamentals of React, we can't go for the roots. Without having fundamentals of React, we can't go for the Redux. Without having the fundamentals of React, we cannot go for the Saga. And without having the fundamentals of React, we can't go for the React Native also. So React Native is a famous mobile application development library. So very famous mobile apps framework. Basically, this is framework. React Native is framework, but React is library. And the Redux is also one framework where we can use multiple things. Okay, so one important thing we need to understand here, some of the important features we need to understand. First of all, we need to understand about the JSX. What is the meaning of JSX? React supports only JSX, not plain Java. JSX means JavaScript with XML. What is the meaning of XML here? XML is extensible markup language. Extensible markup language. And HTML have all predefined tags. All predefined tags. But XML have user-defined tags. XML have user-defined tags. You know HTML, right? You know HTML something like h1, p, div, something like form, something like table, all are predefined. You cannot write your own tag for that. But XML is not like that. XML, for example, book as a tag, student as a tag, and something like that. Whatever you want, you can write a tag. So the student is the tag, book is the tag, EF is the tag. Okay, so person is the tag. Like this, you can able to create your own tags using the XML. So, but JSX is JavaScript with XML. What we can do with the JSX is normally in HTML JavaScript application or multi-page application, what we do is inside HTML we will write JavaScript. Inside HTML we will write JS. Okay, but in JSX what we are doing is inside JS we will write HTML. We will write HTML just like reverse. Inside JS we are trying to write in the HTML. See, so for example, let me open the paint here. Okay, so normally whenever you take a React web page, imagine this is the React web page. When I go for the React web page, let me go. This is the React web page. React page is component library. I already told. Component library means your header is one component. And your sidebar is one component. And your right bar is one component. Right section is one component. And your footer is one component. At the same time, inside the header, there is a logo. Logo is one component. And there is a nav bar. For example, I want to have some nav bar. Nav bar have multiple buttons. Nav bar is one component. And again, inside the nav bar, I will be having a lot of buttons. And each and every button is again component. For example, I want to place different images or different videos here. You imagine this is the YouTube application. Okay, each and every image is a component here, or each and every section is one component. But remember one thing: everything is JSX. Everything is JSX. Everything is JavaScript. So this is JSX, and even this is JSX, and even this is JSX, and even this is JSX. It's a tree, component tree. React is basically component tree. We have to build each and everything as a JSX file and components, but every component is a JSX file. It's a component tree. Simply, it is a component. Every component is, suppose, for example, you may have a main page. You have a main page, something like app.js. App.js is the default. Whenever you create a React project, you will get the app.js. App.js is the defined one, predefined one. Whenever you create a project, one app.js file will be. Inside the app.js, I want to have this header, sidebar, left bar, and footer. Okay, I want to inject multiple components inside. And inside this one, again I will be having multiple other components. App.js including all these things. And again, this is going to be having some other components inside. And this section is going to be having some other components. This section also having some other components. That is what actually I'm telling. React is completely a component structure. React is a component tree or component library or component structure. Okay, so here what JSX is, basically JSX file, every JSX file, let me try to write a JSX here. This is the JSX here. When you take a JSX, every file is a JSX file. Every component is a JSX file. What we try to do here we are writing HTML inside. And again, in this HTML, whatever the data you want, that data can be binded. Inside the HTML data can be binded. That data again you can write a JavaScript. For that data, you have to write the JavaScript. But globally, the file component type is JavaScript. Component file is JavaScript file. Previously, in normal applications, for example, if I want to develop a website, there are multiple HTML files. Home page is there, contact page is there, blog page is there, some other page is there. Every file is .html, 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 .html. Multiple HTML pages, combination of multiple HTML pages is one web application. But when I come to the React part, everything is JSX, home.jsx, and header.jsx, footer.jsx, sidebar.jsx, and main.jsx, and image.jsx. Even a small image you want to prepare, that image also JSX file. A small button you want to prepare, button also on JSX file. Every piece of the component is a JSX file. Remember it. Inside the JSX, definitely you have to write some JavaScript. That should be something like ES6 code. And there are multiple kind of components. Class components are there, functional components are there. But nowadays in the React, the latest version, class components completely removed. There is no class component we have to use. Purely functional components nowadays people are using. And functional components which are going to be written something. Only functional component is returning some data. That return value is your HTML. Every functional component is returning some HTML. That HTML is going to be displaying on top of it. That HTML is going to be displaying on top of the browser. Let me write down all the diagrams here. So I will save all the files here. React. This is the architecture of React. Now, architecture of the project I will draw. When you create a React project, React project renders in the browser. That we know, right? Everything is rendered in the browser only. Finally, end of the day, your web application renders with what? Finally, web application renders in the browser. That we need to know. So, browser can understand only one thing. What browser can understand? What browser can understand? Browser game file అర్థమవుతుంది. Browser CSS అర్థమవుతుందా? JavaScript అర్థమవుతుందా? HTML అర్థమవుతుందా? Or browser can able to display. What browser can able to display? Yeah, browser can understand CSS, browser can understand JavaScript, browser can understand HTML. But what is the display element for the browser? Display amount. Who is the displayer? Who is the displayer for the browser? Who is the displayer for the browser? Sir, Cheku Vaibhavi. Who is the displayer for the browser? HTML. Who is the displayer for the browser? Okay. Displayer is HTML. Display is HTML. See, number of times we are working with JavaScript, number of times we are working with CSS, number of files we are working with the Java, and we are working on HTML. But every time .html we are preparing on. So without having .html, it will go to the browser. It will show output on top of the browser. No, even React application, Vue application, Angular application, end of the day, it should take end of the file is HTML. Browser understands only HTML file. And here also in React project also, when you create a React project, it is not like a take a new file like that. React project should be downloaded from the Node.js. React should download from the NPM. The project creation is command line. The project creation is not like a create new file, something like that. The project creation always from the NPM. The project creation always from the commands. Okay, I will tell what are the required commands to create the project and all that. And when you create the project, index.html file is there. Index.html file only will go to the browser. But what index.html contains you? HTML definitely contains a JavaScript. HTML definitely contains a JavaScript. So we know that. So HTML contains JavaScript, basic functionality. Index.html contains index.js. Index.html definitely contains index.js. Index.html definitely contains what? Index.js. Okay. Now, inside this HTML, there is one root level element. Inside this HTML, there is one root level element called div. That is the boilerplate. That is the basic plate for the React application, React components. That particular basic plate is a one div. One root level component is called a division. But on top of this division, one component need to be displayed. On top of this division, one component need to be displayed. So my first component is app.js. My first component is app.js. I am giving capital letter for the component here. That is mandatory. React have some rules and regulations. Every component file should start with the capital. My first component is app.js. And here in this index.html, there is a simple element called a div. There is a simple element called a div that is predefined. You are not creating this. You are not creating this. This div is there. This app.js is there. But what is the requirement here? What is the requirement here is index.js is the glue point between this div and app.js. Index.js is the glue point or mediator between the div and app.js. In your app.js, your basic hello React content is there. Hello React content is there. Suppose something. There is some text which are going to be available in the. There is some text I want to display on top of the browser. I want to display on top of the browser something like hello React. If you want to display hello React on top of the browser, background that much structure is already available. What that particular structure is doing, what that inner structure is doing, this hello React is going to be placing on top of the index.html. In index.html, who is taking this hello React? Who is displaying this hello React is the division. But how this division is taking? This division is taking from the app.js. But who is the mediator between this div and app.js? Who is the mediator between these two? Index.js. What index.js is doing? Index.js is going to merge. Index.js is going to be do a merge. What kind of merge is? One important thing you need to understand: watch where. Two important questions will come here. Two important questions will arise here. Watch. ఏం చేయాలి ఎక్కడ చేయాలి index.js కి రెండు క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఏం చేయాలి ఎక్కడ చేయాలి ఓకే కొంచెం ఈజియెస్ట్ వేలో చెప్తాను then only you can understand the project structure, then only you can understand the React project structure. Otherwise it is very difficult to understand the YouTube videos, to understand the normal things and all. By seeing the website also you can't understand it. By seeing this structure, by seeing this particular architecture, you can able to understand the React project. Definitely. Damn sure after this class, definitely you can able to understand the React project. Project structure, the project what I create today, the Hello World project, that you can understand easily by seeing this diagram. Okay, this diagram, index.js work is what? Index.js is the glue point between the div and the app.js. That is okay. But what index.js work is, what I need to render, where I need to render. Okay, tell the answer. Tell the answer. You have to tell the answer. What you have to render? You have to render your hello React. Okay, it may available in the paragraph, it may available in plain text, or it may available in the H1. We don't care about the HTML. But this is what actually I want to place. But where you want to place, comma? Where you want to place? You have to place on top of the. Yeah, you have to place hello React on top of the division. Then only that major view, the main view will be displayed something. Okay, so this is the first page. This is the first page, the root page. When you create the project, This is automatically available. You are not doing this. You are not doing this. You are not doing this alone. This is automatically create when you create a project. When we create a basic application, when we create a first project, when we create a React project, when you create a React project, this box will automatically come. I'm writing very, very clear. When we create a React project, this box automatically will come. This box automatically will come. This box means what? Index.html will come, index.js will come, and app.js will come, and index.html one division is available, and index.js is doing something. What I need to render, where I need to render. Everything is by default predefined available. Now our work is going to be start. Our work is what I want to place a header. I want to place a sidebar. I want to place a right bar. I want to place a footer. I want to place some more my requirements. Whatever the components you want. For example, first example, I want to place header. I want to place a header component. I want to place a footer component. I want to place a image component. Just three components I want to place. Just the three components I want to place. I want to prepare. I want to prepare header. So just observe. I'm not writing small letters. Am I writing small letters here? Am I writing small letters here? No. I want to take a image. I want to take a. Okay, so you should give the this is JSX or not? This is JSX, and this is also JSX, and this is also JSX. Even this app.js also. Okay. Now, whatever the concept we discussed in year 6, import export concept, module concept. Did you remember the module concept? So this header need to export. This header, from header, I need to export the header file. When I export a header file, I need to import into the app.js. When I export image, I need to import into the app.js. When I export footer, I need to import into the app.js. So here the process is what? Export and import. So here the process is export. Here export is very important thing. This file should export. Without export, I can't able to use the header in my app.js. So here export is important. And here also export is important or not. And here also export is important or not. Some different containers and header is a different container, image is a different container, footer is a different container. But I want to use all these containers into the main container. Who is the main container now? Main container is app.js. So there exports are required, here import is required. That should be accessible to the export. This should be accessible for the import. And export చేయడానికి ready ఉండాలి, import చేసుకోవడానికి ready ఉండాలి. Ready ఉండాలంటే we have to give some keyword called export and import here. అక్కడ export header, ఇక్కడ import header. అక్కడ export image, ఇక్కడ import image. Three concepts separately exporting and three components combinedly importing here. So I need to import what I need to import here. I need to import header. I need to import footer, and I need to import where. I need to import a header. I need to import footer. I need to import image in app.js. Otherwise, I can't able to show them. Otherwise, I can't able to show them. Okay. So inside the header, I want to take a logo. There is a logo.js somewhere logo.js. Somewhere another JSX file is available. This is actually React. This is the structure of the React. Somewhere JSX file is available, like a logo. You define some logo. That logo should be available all the application throughout the application. So your logo file is there. That is also a JSX file. And logo need to import somewhere. Where logo need to import? Inside the header or inside the app.js? But now logo need to export here and logo need to import in the header. Logo need to export there and logo need to import the header. Now header is actually working as a parent element. Previously, app.js is the parent element, which is actually taking the header, which is actually taking the image, which is actually taking the footer. But this time, logo is working as a child element and header is working as a parent element. Remember, this is the structure. ఈ వీడియో మీకు యూట్యూబ్ లో పెడతాను రియాక్ట్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్. Okay, can I prepare the project? There are multiple ways to create the project with React. Create project with React. There are multiple ways, but in real time, only one thing, only npm. Create React project using with CDN links also. Create React project using with online editors also. I will show CDN link. I will show online editor everything. And create a React project using with the npm. npm means Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager. But if you want to work with npm, if you want to work with React, Node is compulsory. React developed on Node.js. One more important point I forgot. React developed on Node.js. Even Angular developed on Node.js. Even Vue also developed on Node.js. Okay. So React developed on Node.js. Before create React project, compulsory Node installation is important. Before create React project, so here I want to write some note point, very important note point. Before create a React project, Node installation is mandatory. This is the important note point you have to remember. Any stars and stars. Before create React project, Node installation is important. So how to download the Node.js? Node.js.org. Node.org, Node.js.org. Node.org, Node.js.org. I think Node.js.org. Let me know. Node.js.org. Just go to the Node.js.org. And here you will be find download Node.js. The first now. Open the file and stable version I am clicking. Click on the next. Don't go for the beta versions. Don't go for the beta versions. Take the stable version. Click on next. Click on agreement. Click on next. Click on next. Click on next. And automatically install the necessary tools like yes. And the Node will install it for you. Just download the Node.exe file and double click on the file, automatically install. Like your VS Code discussion. Okay, Node was installed successfully. Yeah. Okay, Node was installed successfully. Just open your command line. Open your command line. Check the Node version. Node -p. Yeah, Node was installed. 20.1 version 20.1. NPM version. Automatically, when you install Node.js, automatically NPM also installed. NPM version 10.5. Node was installed, NPM was installed. Okay, so after download Node.js, okay, let's write the nodes here. Node.js.org, just move to open browser. Open browser. Search for this website. Okay, download stable version and install it. Then open command line. Open CMD. Check Node version. Check Node version. And check NPM version also. Check NPM version. How to check the node version? Node -v. Check the npm version. npm -v. That's it. Now I want to create a project. I want to create the project. Right? If you want to create the project only from command line, go to desktop. CD desktop. I am going to desktop. Okay, system can't find the path. CD OneDrive and CD desktop. Now I am in desktop. Now I am in desktop. Okay. CD UI class. Folder in the UI. The icon will run on there. So okay, desktop. I want to create a project on top of npx create React app. The app name. What is the latest version of that? The app name is something like demo. At the rate latest, you have to use the latest version of the files. Okay, when I say like this, okay. No such file directory like em. Oh my god. Don't go with the capital letters. Capital letters will not work. Unknown command to see the list supported npm commands.